Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Jeremy Attaway. A lot of you don't know a lot about me. I'll maybe explain a little bit about what I do for a living before I tell this next story. I'm a boat captain in the oil field, and I run a supply boat from the beach out to oil rigs and supply oil rigs and oil production platforms with supplies and people like fuel and water and other chemicals used in the drilling process. About 8 years ago, I was working at a company, and the office calls and says, "Hey Jeremy, we're sending this other captain down. We've had problems with them on some other boats. They don't want them to come back, and so we're going to send them down to your boat." And I thought to myself, what is the office putting me into? Well, the truck pulls up, and the other captain gets out, and they're wearing overalls and a camouflage hat, and they get a big camouflage bag out and walk on the boat. And I walk downstairs because I like to greet people at the moment they walk on the boat, and shook hands and helped them with their luggage. And I said, "My name's Jeremy Attaway." And they said, "Hi, I'm T." Well, for the next few days, I'm thinking to myself, well, what kind of moron is this? Or are they just completely incompetent? Because it does happen. And if you've never worked anywhere where there was a moron or somebody incompetent, maybe it's you. And so we're there, and T is just the nicest person. We get along great. We get offshore, and I'm watching her at the controls, and T can drive the boat better than I can drive the boat, and this embarrassed me a little bit. T had a binder full of deer that T had shot with a bow that thick, and just talking about beautiful racks, and so I was shamed by the fact that T had a binder this thick full of beautiful bucks, and compared to T's hunting, I'm really a vegetarian. Beautiful Harley Davidson, gorgeous girlfriend, and just everything was going great. We really got along. T completed assignments when they were supposed to, and it all was going great. But I noticed that T was a little nervous, and one day we're up in the wheelhouse, and T says to me, "My lifestyle doesn't bother you, does it?" And I was like, "T, why would your lifestyle bother me?" Because you see, T was really Teresa, but Teresa thought that had been the problem on the other boats, was that she was a lesbian. And I said, "Teresa, you like to deer hunt, you like old pickup trucks, you like redheaded women. We've got so much in common. I think we're going to be great friends. Don't worry about any of this." And and I took some flack from some other captains in the fleet. We'd be at the dock, and they'd be like, "Hey, how's that working out over there?" And it'd be some captain I'd run off from the boat. I'm like, "Hey, it's great. It's wonderful to have somebody on the boat this competent." Because the oil field is mostly men, and I think a lot of them were intimidated by her because she was better at her job than they were, and she had a hotter girlfriend. But T was a great friend to me. She wanted to marry her partner. They'd been together for 10 years. Her partner had these kids that couldn't get on T's health insurance because they couldn't get married or enter into any kind of partnership. One night, T was at a biker bar and was beating these two bikers, whipping their ass. Let's come out and say it, whipping their ass. Well, one of them pulled out a gun and shot her in the stomach, and so her partner couldn't go into ICU to see her. The kids couldn't go in there because she wasn't able to get married and adopt them, because their father had nothing to do with them. And boat captains are insured. Most companies insure boat captains for $100,000, and if you die, it pays out triple. So it's $300 that her partner and those children weren't able to get because they were never able to get any kind of union or marriage. And you know, it's when we talk about marriage equality, because that's really what this is about, is marriage equality, and for these people to have the same rights as each and every one of us does. I'll show you my Bible. That's a quote from TJ right there. It says, "All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent." Thomas Jefferson. And I can't remain silent when there's a group of people in this country that are being denied the same rights that I hold dear. And if I don't speak up and defend the rights of others, I really don't deserve my rights. We could take this book and we could cherry pick it, and we could find 5,000 reasons why somebody's a sinner. But everyone that's a Christian, I want you to go to your Bible and look, Matthew 7. "Stop judging others, and you will not be judged." That's in the red words too. Last week I made a video about how obnoxious and asinine I felt like the whole debate about gay marriage was. I thought that 30 people were going to watch it and enjoy it, but now I think we've got over 900,000 views on Facebook and a few 100,000 views on other websites and YouTube, and a lot of people are coming to my page and friending me that I hadn't been friends with before. I was going to read today about the hate, some of the hate mail, and just kind of make a funny joke about it, and it would have been funny, but by my reading those negative comments that people have made, I would be guilty for putting something negative into your ears. And I'd said last year that I was going to quit speaking negative things, because anytime I speak a negative thing, I put negative seed out of the ground for it to grow. But today on my Facebook channel, there was a discussion that got started, and I pointed out that maybe we need to start agreeing more, because this country is so divided. We find reasons to hate each other, and we really need to start looking for ways to love each other, find the things we have in common. Republican, Democrat, white, black, gay, straight. We are so divided, but we have so many things in common if we really just looked at each other for what we are. Sure, I probably do things down at my house in Alabama that people that live on Fire Island do differently. But there was a lovely woman I've been chatting with that her and her husband live on Fire Island, and we both do some gardening, and we were talking about our garden that we do together. If you look for things that you hate about somebody, you're going to find something. But if you just go to talking to somebody, you're going to find something that you really love about that person. And that's what we need to do. We need to really start looking for reasons why we love that other person. It's in the Bible. Because Jesus said we're love each other as He has loved us. And I don't know if this is the last video of mine you're ever going to watch or not, but I wanted to use this 15 minutes, this last 15 seconds of the 15 minutes, to leave a positive message that we should really start trying to agree on the things we agree on, and stop trying to find a reason to fight. And I love you all, and I want you all to spread love and love each other and find the things that you love about each other. Thank you, and I've enjoyed this.